Have you ever found yourself thinking, when I get that promotion, then I'll be happy? Or when I move to that new city, then my life will really begin? It's a common trap, this went-then cycle of thinking. It keeps our happiness just out of reach, always one step ahead. Today, I want to share a timeless story that perfectly captures this human tendency, the story of the stonecutter. In a small village nestled at the foot of a great mountain, there lived a stonecutter. His name was Kenji. Every day, from sunrise to sunset, he would go to the mountain, his hammer and chisel in hand. The sound of his work echoed through the valley as steady, rhythmic chipping away at the massive rock face. His hands were calloused, his back ached, and his face was perpetually dusted with fine white powder. He was a good stonecutter, respected for his skill, but his heart was filled with a quiet discontent. One sweltering afternoon, while taking a short break in the shade of a large boulder, a magnificent procession passed by on the road below. He was the king, carried in a gilded palanquin, surrounded by guards in shining armor, and servants fanning him with large, ornate fans. Kenji watched, mesmerized. The king didn't sweat. He didn't toil. He simply existed in a state of comfort and power. A deep longing stirred within Kenji. Oh, to be a king, he sighed. To sit in such luxury, shielded from the sun, with everyone bowing to my will. That must be the greatest power in the world. As the thought formed, a strange, shimmering energy enveloped him. His dusty clothes transformed into silken robes. The heavy hammer in his hand vanished, and he found himself seated in the very same palanquin, looking out at the world through a curtain of fine silk. He was the king. The feeling was intoxicating. People bowed as he passed, and he reveled in his newfound status. But his reign was short-lived. The afternoon sun beat down relentlessly, its rays piercing through the thin silk of his canopy. The air grew hot and sticky. He felt a bead of sweat trickle down his temple. He looked up at the sun, a blazing orb in the sky, and realized its power was far greater than his. The sun is mightier than any king, he thought. He can scorch the earth and make even royalty perspire. I wish I were the sun. In an instant, he was no longer a king. He was the sun, a colossal ball of fire hanging in the vastness of space. He blazed with unimaginable power. He could see the entire world below him. He sent his golden rays down to warm the fields, ripen the fruit, and shine upon the kings in their palaces. He felt invincible, a true master of the universe. But then, a dark shape began to move across the landscape. A cloud, a large gray and very stubborn cloud, drifted between him and the earth, blocking his powerful rays. He pushed with all his might, but the cloud held firm, casting a cool shadow over the land. Kenji, as the sun, was frustrated. How can this be? He fumed. This simple cloud defies my power. The cloud must be even mightier. I wish I were a cloud. No sooner had the wish been made than he transformed again. He was a vast, billowing cloud, light and free. He drifted on the wind, soaring over valleys and plains. He felt a new kind of power. He could bring gentle rain to thirsty crops, or he could gather his strength and unleash a powerful storm. He raced across the sky, playing with the sun, blocking its light whenever he pleased. He felt dominant. Then, he came upon something that wouldn't yield. The great mountain. He pushed against it, unleashing wind and rain, but the mountain stood unmoving, its peak scraping his underbelly. He could not move it. He could not go through it. He could only go around it. A sense of impotence washed over him. This mountain is unshakable, he marveled. It stands against the wind and the rain. It is stronger than the cloud. I wish I were the mountain. And so, he became the mountain. He was vast, solid, and ancient. His roots dug deep into the earth, and his peak touched the heavens. He felt a deep, profound sense of stillness and strength. The sun beat down on him, but he did not burn. The clouds battered him with storms, but he did not crumble. Kings built their palaces at his feet, living and dying in his shadow. He felt eternal, the most powerful thing in existence. For a long, long time, he was content in his silent, immovable majesty. Then one day, he felt a strange sensation, a persistent, rhythmic chipping at his base. It was a tiny vibration at first, but it was constant, relentless. He focused his immense consciousness down to the source of the disturbance. And there, at his very foot, was a small figure, a man with calloused hands, a dusty face, and a hammer and chisel. It was a stonecutter. And with each steady, practiced strike, the man was changing him, taking a piece of him, shaping him. The mountain, in all its vast power, could not stop this tiny man. In that moment, a profound realization dawned. The sun couldn't burn him, the clouds couldn't move him, but this stonecutter was slowly, surely, breaking him down. The cycle was complete. He had been a king, the sun, a cloud, and a mountain, always seeking a greater power. Yet here he was, facing the one force that could truly alter him, a simple stone cutter, doing his work. With a final, heartfelt wish, he whispered, "I wish I were a stone cutter again." And just like that, he was Kenji once more. He sat in the shade of the boulder, the hammer and chisel feeling familiar and right in his hands. The king's procession was a distant memory. The sun was warm on his skin, but it no longer felt oppressive. A cloud drifted overhead, offering a moment of cool relief. And before him stood the great mountain, not as an adversary, but as his partner, his canvas. He looked at his tools, at his own strong hands, and for the first time, he felt a deep, genuine sense of contentment. He realized the power he had been searching for all along was the power he already possessed. A power to create, to shape, and to change the world, one chip at a time. He picked up his hammer, and the steady, rhythmic sound of his work once again echoed through the valley. But this time, it wasn't the sound of discontent. It was the sound of purpose. This story reminds us that true power and contentment don't come from being someone else or having something else. They come from appreciating who we are and what we can do, right here, right now. It's about shifting from a when-then mindset to one of active appreciation for our own unique journey. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more reflections on life and purpose.